Menspiration on Leader Freak TV. Hello and welcome to another episode of Menspiration, the men's show geared towards talking about the issues confronting the modern man. Richard, you and I, we've been involved in mentoring boys for a long time now, over a decade now.
Yes.
And you still do it. You do it professionally. I run camps. Now, if you were to raise a boy now, what would you do differently?
Oh, it's not a question of what will I do differently.
What will you do?
You see, there's a need for evolving, there's a need for learning, there's a need for growth for all of us. But the same things that irritated me 10 years ago are still irritating me now. And let me answer your question and use another route. We see fathers trying to make the life of their children more comfortable than their life. But it is because of that uncomfortableness that they had to come up the gap to now bring the change they wanted to see. Right? So when I'm mentoring boys, the whole idea is identify what the growth area of the child is. Because their strength areas would normally shine.
Okay.
But discover the growth areas and work with them on that. So part of the questions I ask children when it comes to their career, we were asked, what do you want to be?
That's right.
And I asked them, what problem do you want to solve?
Sharp.
And that worked for a little bit. But now it's evolved.
Wow.
What's irritating you about Ghana? I said, uncle, no,
Okay.
what don't you like about Ghana? And it's about, what does that... So they start listing the things they don't like. So reverse brainstorming. So I said, okay, fine. You don't like these things. What would you do different? And it is through that conversation that you start discovering that a lot of the children have solutions. You know, one of our radio stations has this writing stories that they challenge the children with.
Yeah.
And then they pose a question. But the more problematic the question is, the more you inspire the child to think beyond their comfortableness.
That's right.
Because they now have to solve that problem. Leadership is born out of that. So that's the way I do it now. So I'm asking them, what's irritating you? And then as they give answers, I go back to the parents and say, hey, watch this child. These are some of the key things that you can help him or her to chart the course that they need to go on.
And that goes back to your earlier point about leadership being impact and service. So if they can discover or if they can agree what is irritating them, then that becomes an avenue
That's right.
for serving humanity
That's right.
in that area. All right. Now to all three of you, looking at the model of leadership we saw growing up, 80s, 90s, what kind of leadership is fit for purpose today? Take it from any angle.
let me go for this. Recently, I was speaking to Rotaracts on leadership and unity, and I used the word seed as a mnemonic, and I said S is serve. So the type of leadership we're looking for is how are we serving others. The E is being empathetic. So the first E is, can you identify with other people's challenges? Can you see what they're going through? And what can you do about it? Remember, the service is still there. But what can you do about it? The second E is being exemplary. So once I've discovered something, and this actually helped me a lot when I lived in the UK. I could talk to people about ideas, and I was never scared that I discuss an idea with you, Michael, and you go and start it off.